This is the story of Alice in Wonderland. Once upon a time, there was a curious girl with a very fertile imagination named Alice. One day, while Alice was listening to her older sister tell a story in the garden, she saw a white rabbit running hurriedly. The rabbit was dressed in a waistcoat and clutching a pocket watch. Intrigued, Alice decided to follow him. The rabbit hopped into a rabbit hole, and without hesitation, Alice jumped in after him. The hole was so deep that the fall seemed endless. When Alice finally stopped falling, she landed in a hallway with many locked doors. There was a golden key on a table. She took the key and tried to open each door, but only a tiny door opened. However, Alice was too big to fit through it. Disappointed, she closed the door and placed the key back on the table. Then she noticed a bottle labeled "Drink Me" on the table. Without much thought, she took a sip. As soon as she drank it, she started shrinking until she was the size of a mouse. Now small enough to fit through the tiny door, Alice found that the door was locked and the key was on the table. Trying to reach the key, she accidentally knocked over a box of cookies labeled "Eat Me." She ate a cookie and began to grow uncontrollably until she hit her head on the ceiling. Now with the key but too large to fit through the door, Alice found a glove. Upon wearing it, she shrank and finally managed to pass through the door. On the other side, there was a garden. It was Wonderland, a place where peculiar creatures lived and madness reigned. Exploring Wonderland, Alice encountered the Cheshire Cat, a smiling cat who appeared and disappeared mysteriously. He gave her enigmatic advice while watching her with sparkling eyes. Following the cat's guidance, Alice found the Mad Hatter and the March Hare, perpetually stuck in a nonsensical tea party where teacups floated and time stood still. They informed her about the daily routine enforced by the Queen of Hearts. Determined to learn more about this feared queen, Alice pressed on. Along the way, she met the blue caterpillar, who smoked a hookah and spoke confusing riddles, sailed down a river of tears, grew and shrank several times, encountered playing cards painting roses, and witnessed the triumphant arrival of the Queen of Hearts. The Queen was feared by all for her explosive personality and obsession with playing croquet using flamingos as mallets and hedgehogs as balls. She ordered Alice's head to be cut off, but the king intervened and suggested they play a croquet game instead. Unable to cope with the bizarre instruments, Alice was accused of incompetence by the Queen. Subsequently, Alice was brought to trial to defend herself before the kingdom's inhabitants. She tried to speak but began growing uncontrollably. Upon opening her eyes, she realized she was back in the garden beside her sister, who offered her a cup of tea. Had Alice's journey in Wonderland been just a dream? Despite seeming like a crazy dream, Alice learned many valuable lessons. Returning to her normal life, she carried with her an adventurous spirit and an open mind to the unknown. Remember to like the video and subscribe to our channel to watch the next videos. Bye.